there is in the UEFA Champions League in there. Then over the weekend, we shall also definitely be seeing UPL return. We shall be seeing Big League going on. We shall also definitely be seeing English Premier League. You're welcome, Mr. Owen.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, viewer. Good afternoon, Susie, and of course the people watching. Now, a lot of things that we could be talking about and digesting, and I want to say it here again that one word I said some time back, and then we digested when you came around was Paida probably trying to lose in a lot, and Paida Black Angels. And I did give a note that anytime soon you could see their coach or one of their coaches leaving. And indeed that is it. The same that is Calvary Football Club. Again saying it today that anytime soon you could be hearing stories coming about one of the coaches at Calvary Football Club leaving. And those are some of the internal things that are happening right now. So right now as we talk, of course, a big story dropped up about their coach, Hassan, who has been there. Remember, he was suspended at first before, of course, yesterday all over the platforms and the rest that he has put or penned down his resignation. So a lot of things that are coming right there, but it's just a top notch. I wanted to let yeah, it is one thing that when we follow up stories, it's just not that we say them up, but it's always a developing story, so which has been happening. So glad to be here.
Yeah, a lot is happening, and by the way, coming back to the stories of coaches locally living here and there, I want us to start with the Hassan story of putting pen to paper, putting his resignation onto there is the Black Angels fraternity, the club, and the whole of Paida itself. It came, that is yesterday, where of course initially if you follow the stories closely, you'd actually get to realize that Hassan joined in there is the Black Angels in 2023 July, and he fought also hard for the club to see that he pushed the club to there is Big League where they are right now. And then somehow 2 weeks back, I think we did receive an information that of course came through from the CEO by the Black Angels saying that Hassan was supposed to go on a suspension, stating clearly some of the reasons of inciting players here and there, inciting fans and all that, something we also didn't of course talk much because that was a club issue, it wasn't our own issue. And then he was supposed to resume work after there is a 2-week suspension, but then there were a few terms and conditions, I should say, that of course were supposed to come through as he was going to resume work after the 2 weeks of suspension in there. And one of it was to present, okay, a CAF, was it a CAF, something of that sort, as he reports. And after, of course, the 2 weeks and some of the things. And then after that, he has also come through and said that it has been more than 2 weeks. He has not received any official communication from there is Paida Black Angels, and it is time for him to say bye to Paida Black Angels. I don't know if this is a good move, I don't know if it is a bad one, I don't know how this is going to affect the club, but you'll definitely put for us how this is going to affect the club.
Yeah, I think a very big one. One thing I should say is I saw this coming. I saw a lot. It's not only that. We saw when their former coach, head coach, left, who had the qualifications, left, and nothing came out so big. And I knew Hassan would still leave because of a lot of things. Their clubs have always a lot of challenges that they face. And indeed, if you look at how prominent clubs tend to put things, you will see that there are a lot of challenges. I always tell people I work in a football club, and I've witnessed and known the challenges of how clubs are facing difficulties in maybe keeping the club up, maintaining the club, making sure that the club is progressing well. Talk about the travels and this and that, but all in all, you always have to be patient to make sure that these clubs still get the best. I still need to perform, because me as a layman or as a fan, what I want is the performance of the club should be very high, and that is where I will always be looking into. Now, for me, who is in the management, I will be looking into how do I make sure that these club, or the club responds or plays all the games that are being put forward to them. So it is one different thing. So that means the management has a different idea. The fans will always have a different idea, which is one big thing that is right there. For the Black Angels, it is, I've always said it, their decision can even be made from a stand, and you are always going to be, of course, getting it rough. I did prophesize that I don't see this man staying for more than 3 years at that is maybe, I mean, by the Black Angels. One, he did the right thing of taking the team to that is the FUFA Big League, yes. Now, you're telling me to provide in my CAF C or CAF D, I don't know anything. When you recruited me, did I have those content? First of all, when this coach joined, I barely see that he had a paper that he was supposed to run this club at the regional level with. But still, he took the team to a place that everyone is now happy. Of course, saying this is where we need to be, this is where we are, and where exactly we're pushing. Now, just look at a scenario where you have all this, but you're told to leave. That suspension, to me, I knew was indefinite, where he was acting in there. So if you put me, I should have CAF C. That means maybe if I didn't have it, I'm not going to be able to move, to come back. If you put in this, because now I know, by the Black Angels' next move is, we had to let him go because of, because after the 2 weeks, he was going to say that we didn't have this. We had to let him go because he didn't have the qualifications that we required from him. That's a clean one. As a club, of course, you will have to go like that to see that things don't go the way you expected. So I think it was a tactical push away of this. And I can tell you today that what for me I know about Pai the Black Angel a little bit is that there's a lot of tribalism in that club. Look at the ranks and this. Unless you're going to act like people, if you come to Rome, you act like the Romans, then you will be able to work in Pai the Black Angels. That is one thing for me I know. As a journalist, I've been there several times. You've seen even the journalists better than themselves. That's why it's very hard sometimes you see for other media outlets to give much attention to Pai the Black Angels, because you barely get information from them. It is only they want to be in that circumference of theirs. Let's say the Greater Aluru region. But this club is not for only the Alurus. This club is not only for West Nile. It is for the entire country. You're going to be seeing players being identified from here. How many players are from by the Black Angels and have gone abroad? So those are some of the things that you need to put right there. So I think that mentality needs to be taken off. But I think it was just a tactical push off of that is the man Hassan, who has been the coach at the helm. Remember, they trusted him when he was doing the best, but now that he doesn't have the papers, they needed to get a head coach who has the papers. Of course, maximum, or I mean minimum of CAF B, and assistant is CAF C, for that is a big league team. So when you don't have the B, you need to have the C, which of course, if you don't have, you still have a challenge to perform. You will not be able to be allowed on the touchline. So yeah, but if there's also, to me, I want to say, if Hassan indeed was inciting players, then that is a wrong bit of the coach. Because as a coach, you need to be so close to that is the players, yes, change their mindset, put their mind in the right order. Whether there's money or no money, tell them we are playing to win. We are playing for ourselves. We are playing for whatever we have to. We are not playing for this club. We are playing for the club because it is the one that is affiliated to Federation. If you are a player and you think you are going to be there without the club, then it's a lie. You will never be there without a club. A club can be registered without maybe the players, but still Federation will say now we need the players to play in. So now, even if right now all the players go away from a club, the name will still remain. If Spider players right now say we are laying down to Spider, name will still remain as a football club. So now that means the club is always bigger than the player or even the employer who is there. Right now, some clubs are even bigger than the owners of the club. Because with or without the owner, the club will still progress. So long as the things are put rightly, the management of the club is going on well. So I want to say, if that is what Hassan has been also doing, then it is a challenge, because you can't really be sidelining. In fact, whatever the management tells you, keep fighting with the management, you as a coach, to make sure that you achieve whatever is needed. Not again to take whatever the management has shared to you, that you need to talk to the players, and you talk it as a manager. That's why it's very hard to see players and coaches develop in Uganda, because you want to be like a player, or because you've ever been in a player, you feel whatever is there, you need to expose it back to you, that is the player. So it's very, very it's very, very perturbing most of the time, disturbing. But if you look at whatever the players' status committee has brought in, because they give them advantage of you can go to player status committee here and there when you're not paid. Even the federation itself knows that clubs are struggling in Uganda. Ask yourself, what does the best club winner or league winner get in Uganda? 60 million. This is when they have a sponsor of, like, Star Time is their sponsor. 60 million. How much does a club spend in a season? Let's a big league. Like let's look at Onduparaka. They have a budget of around 200 million. That's where I am. 200 million plus just to run a season. Okay? Now, you look at the 200 million plus. After winning, what do I gain? For big league, it's even worse. But for the league that is now Premier League, you have all those players are getting over, others are 500, 600, 800, 1 million, others even 2 million. We saw the 3 million, 5 million. We have seen players getting that. What could be their budget? And after winning, it's just pleasure. It's just the 60 million, which can't even cover a quarter of your day, of your season. So, coaches need to be so strict that they need to know the management is also struggling, that they should, in fact, liaise with the management to see that they get the best out of their team, whether with or without money. I can give you an example of Sporting Lisbon. It was only Bruno Fernandes who remained at Sporting Lisbon loyal when Sporting ran bankrupt. Names like Pedro Neto, Neves, Nuno, all ran away. They came to Wolves and you saw them at Wolves. But Bruno had to say NSL. In fact, right now, the sign-on fee that signed Bruno Fernandes from Sporting to Manchester United, part of it was given to Sporting Lisbon because he said, I want it to be given to them. Why? Because they didn't really, he was the most loyal player. And he said, now I think I've been loyal, I need to go. But what I can commit myself is that part of my sign-on fee shall be going to you. And indeed it happened. So that's what, as a player and a coach, you should install in a player. If you're going to be acting like a player, then you're going to fail the club. You're going to fail yourself because no other club will want to be like you. I know I've talked a lot of this because it's so hurting. People don't see how hurting it is to run a football club, how hard it is, but we expect results. We need to change the mindset of the players, whether with or without money. They need to perform, and now one day the team will fail to perform, you will see them fired. This is the same. Now, don't get surprised that it's the certain section of fans that have made a decision on behalf of the club to say, now let's relieve this guy of his duty. And the CEOs will always act because their biggest source of money is from the fans. Now, they have acted. But these are the same fans who also at certain time T, when this guy, I think in the regional league, stepped aside a bit and they brought in another coach, they said, no, we want our coach. He was the coach. And that's how funny football can be. That's how funny it can be in football. So I just want to say, I repeat myself once again today, for Paida to progress very well, trust me, let them leave that issue of saying, yes, we know it's a community club, but they are shareholders. Now, for you, the fans, if you didn't know, they are shareholders, or there are some people who represent this club in the federation. Not all the fans are going to be registered, this is a community club. No. People are there, registered. But are they always talking? No. A community club. Even the federation has brought that we need community clubs. They are still going to be putting in a few of the members to represent, just like Busoga, that is struggling right now. Federation sent them a few team members, and then they liaised with others and made a team. What has happened? they are still there trying. So I want to say, unless that is done with Paida, unless all these efforts that they are putting is withdrawn from the funds and the powers, then Paida shall progress. Because right now, they are not yet doing bad, though they are losing 1 or 2, but you will see next time you lose consecutively 2. See what will happen. Even the current coach may be fired. Because I've seen scenarios where it is the fans who say, today we don't want to see you here at the gate or at the touchline. And obviously, due to your life, you're a human, you will have to stay away because you love your life. That's Paida for you.
Quite very interesting and a very in-depth analysis that has come through from our colleague. He has pulled out some of the few issues that are happening at Paida Black Angels. He has equally also given us, he has also given Paida Black Angels solutions that they can actually pick a leaf from if taken in positively. Because most times when we also come out and give out solutions like this to clubs that we think can actually help, not we think, these are solutions that can actually help. If taken in a positive note, you start hearing rumors, so and so, like any club, maybe the other person is biased and all that.
No,
but truth be told, if you take this on a positive, it helps.
Because I've seen with at least, ask yourself, there have been some prominent figures at Paida Black Angels who were supporting this club so much. Where are they now? Because of characters. During COVID time, it reached a moment even one of the person brought in food stuff for the players. And someone was like, you in your capacity of A, B, C, D, I don't want to mention, how can you only bring us this food? Why don't you buy yours? That is that one thing. So that person, supporter, vowed not to go back and support this club with resources. Maybe we'll support as a fan. But with resources like I'm putting 3 million, 2 million, no. Don't over-expect. The little someone has given, maybe there are more still that is coming. We saw here how teams kept struggling, but if you had that chance, then why? Up to now, he is not there. He is not there. I can tell you, he is not there. And the people of Paida who are watching know whom I'm talking about. Not only one, not only two. There are very many of them who have left because of loose talk, because of not handling them well.
Too much expectation as well. We should always learn to appreciate what we have and be humble, because where maybe this has come from, there could be a lot that is on its way, just like my colleague has said. And we don't know how this is going to affect the club, but we've just given it a straight up of our own opinion as the hosts of Whistle Time on West Nile TV.
Maybe they'll get another thing, because this guy has been a trainer to them. I've blamed the guy in case whatever is the allegations to him is right. I've equally blamed the Black Angels. Yeah. So that's where it is. But now, as a club in big league, you need more trainers, you need more coaches to see that you get the right thing. And that's where now I will tell you that the tribalism bit of it also comes in, because it's not going to be, it's not an easy thing. Getting right now, very many clubs who are going to look into, does this way out? Does it? Can even a coach would say, what if I go there? What will be the situation? Don't get surprised. After Hassan, the current coach will also run away before the season closes. And I've said it today on the television, but don't get surprised when he leaves, just like how the head coach left.
Too much expectations sometimes from fans, club, stakeholders, and the rest of the people kills, by the way, whatever it is someone had in store for you. So we should allow people that we hire do their own work, especially in the clubs, by the way, that are in the greater Sabalur region. We've seen a lot of people suffer. Even Nebi Central did suffer the same. That's why we did see them perform very poorly. That was last season. This season, they're trying their best. You don't know what awaits them at the end of the season. And they're talking about Nebi Central. There is the Stanbic Uganda Cup today. They have a game. There is at St. Mary's Barrow match, where they will be playing Pakwach youngsters. And then also at Hospital View Arena, we shall be seeing a Kluva Rainbow hosting in. There is Nebi Hot Springs. These are the two fixtures that I really, really want us to look into. Nebi Central, Pakwach youngsters.
I a little bit talked about this game yesterday. And it's a tight game, just like I said. Pakwach looking to be having the upper hand, but of course Nebi going this game knowing that their previous game has not been a good one after playing a draw with Arua City in their own home. Maybe is one team that is also so much always expectant of a lot of things, but depending on how the team is shaping up. You did see them beat Airfield 6 goals. It was a very good one because they had everything that you really, really wanted from a team like this. And indeed, their movement has been a good one. They have good squad depth that you can see. Likewise to Youngster, that is just like 3 points. Behind that is the team of Nebi because they are number 3rd with the 14 points. Then 17 points is Team Nebi, and you see all this that there's always a lot of things that you can always learn from the two. I think it's a tight game, I should say, and we're expecting a very, very close contest. But to me, still, I give the upper hand to Youngsters because they are home. They have the fan base. They have everything. They are also a team that has last season went very far in the Uganda Cup. They did really represent West Nile very, very well.
Up to the quarterfinals.
And not until they were ejected. So this time around, I think it's timely to see that they progress to the next, because winning this means they go to round of 4. Round 4, the preliminary round 4, so it is going to be a very big one. But all in all, the quality and everything is there. I want to thank, of course, the youngster also for listening to whatever we say here and work on it, and which has shaped up the team, by the way, because the team had issues. But I said, we said here, with or without money, putting the mindset of the players straight is one thing. And indeed, it's one thing that has helped them. So you don't have to so much teach a player of the money. But remember, this player has family that is supposed to. Tell this player to play well so that he can earn the money he wants in future. So that you can get the sign-on fee of 5, 6, 7, 8 million, 10, 20 million, 15 plus million. But this is after you've delivered well and some scout has spotted you. People don't know that every time scouts are scouting. So that's one thing that they need to. And it is going to be helping. So I think it's a pleasure for this game, but I'm going to be expecting a very tight one. Not for White Peppers, you could say it's an under 0.5. Not expecting more goals past this. Narrow wins will be coming. But at the same time, I want to say Kuluva Rainbow is a flying one right now, and they have a tight game to say, but their home has always been a fortress, a home that is like a hunting ground for very many. I think because they understand their pitch more than any other club that is there. Sometimes you see them perform to expectation that it's only that the team, some of the teams tend to be stubborn and hold them in there, beat them. But all in all, with the game that I watched at their place, it has always been a very good flow, and I'm expecting a tight contest, but they are one team that could be able to also pick this up and go to the next level.
Okay, quite a very interesting one that I really wouldn't want to either put in salt or water into what my colleague has said. And what will take place today is something we shall be bringing to you tomorrow, because we saw time